everybody, and welcome to Minding Your Soul. This week we are going to be talking about supplements, and before I get into that, I just want to say thank you for all the feedback that I've been getting. I added the questions to my outline here, so we're going to cover all of them today. Hi Brittany, I was just looking, I was like, wait, is anybody on here? Hi Britt, you're the first one on here. Good to see you. Okay, so I'll go through my spiel real quick. My goal in doing this, in creating the whole Minding Your Soul, is to teach you everything that I did to heal my MS symptoms. And then I would hope that, or my hope is that you teach somebody else how to do it, and then they teach somebody else. And eventually we grow like a virus. And eventually everybody knows that you don't have to be sick. You can heal, you do have options, but more importantly, you're not alone. You're never alone. So all the topics that I talk about in Minding Your Soul are things, hi, good to see you too, are all the things that I did myself. So I'm never going to talk about anything that I didn't already test out on myself. If I do, I'll tell you, listen, I just read about this, I heard about it, but I haven't done it myself. So if I'm talking about it, it's from my own experience. Okay, so 2 weeks ago I talked about gluten-free, and I've been getting a lot of questions about how to do it. So I wrote it all up and actually made it pretty. I downloaded a new app, and it makes it nice. So if you want that, just send me a message in the comments or send me an email at gethealthy@mindingyoursoul.com, and I will get that right out to you. We talked about the Epstein-Barr virus last week, and I have my notes on that. They're not pretty yet, so as soon as they're ready, I'll let you know. And I just wanted to let you know, in Minding Your Soul, we have a new section in the files section. Arden made a great suggestion that we keep all of our recipes that work for us, that taste good, in one section so they're easy to find without you having to scroll through the entire group. So that's in the files section. When you post and you want to include a photo or a video, just another option with the 3 little buttons is post a file. And if you post a file right there, it automatically goes to the files section. I don't know if that's common knowledge, but I didn't know that. My daughter had to help me. My daughter also helped me with putting all of these Facebook Lives on YouTube. So if anybody is interested in not scrolling and wants the YouTube link, so this way they could just click on the video that they want to watch again, I'll put that link in the comments later so you can go right there. Again, they're just these. They're not edited or pretty or anything. I think we went over everything. Okay, so today we're just going to talk about supplements. I'm going to do a bonus video on coffee because I felt like the outline was long enough, and coffee is going to be quick. So let's just focus on supplements today, and then by this weekend or this weekend, I'll do a bonus on coffee. So now, where am I? Here I am. Okay. Now most of my information, everything I'm going to go over right now, comes from Anthony Williams, the medical medium. Now, he's not how I got started, because I started healing myself in 2008, so when I started the journey. And he didn't publish his first book until 2015. But the reason why I follow him so much, and I love what he says, is because I didn't know how to heal myself. I didn't know why I was sick. You know, they give you the basic, your body's attacking itself. And I knew that wasn't the case. I don't know how I knew, but I just innately knew that something was inside my body that I had to get rid of. And I didn't know if it was a virus, a bacteria, or a fungus. So I treated my body for all of them. And this list that I'm about to go over, it's what I'm doing today. This was a complete evolution, and it evolved into the list that I'm going to go over with you today. It's not exactly how I started out, so I don't want you to go through this, listen to what I'm saying and be like, oh my God, that's too much, I can't do that. No, you can't. You can't watch this video, write a list, and then start it tomorrow. It's too much. Mine was an evolution. So these are the suggestions. This is what I do today. And like I said, it's not something that you want to start tomorrow, because you want to start something new and know how your body feels. You don't want to try everything all at once and go, oh, I wonder what's making me feel better, or I wonder what's not making me feel good. So make sure you realize that this was an evolution, so start slow. So I'm going to start first with the question, are supplements necessary? A lot of people ask that question. Well, you know, I get my vitamins and minerals from food and I eat really well, so why do I need supplements? And well, we didn't. The answer is we didn't need supplements 100 years ago. 100 years ago, our food had everything, all the nutrients and vitamins that we needed because our soil had it in there. That's not the case today. I posted something a little bit earlier today about spinach. UCLA did a study on a plot of land in 1957 and again in 1997. They tested all the vitamins and the minerals in that spinach and in the soil. What they determined was 1 bowl of spinach in 1957 is equal to, I think it was 47 bowls of spinach today. That's how depleted our food is. And that was in, not today, that was in 2000. It was 1997. So imagine in 2021, it's 20-something years later, how depleted that soil is. So yeah, I don't think God intended us to take supplements, but I also don't think that God intended for us to deplete the hell out of this earth and have such nutrient deficient food. So I do believe that we need, unfortunately, we do need supplements today. So Manal and I hope I'm saying your name right, Manal. If I'm not, send me a little voice message and let me know, because I keep saying Manal and I hope it's correct. So she asked me a question about, what do they say about strengthening the immune system? You know, people say with MS, don't strengthen your immune system because your immune system will get too strong and it will attack your body. Well, there is a whole medical industry that believes that your body is attacking itself. I don't, and many other people don't either. We believe that the body is attacking the Epstein-Barr virus, which is not able to be seen on medical tests today. Medical medium says in about 10 years, another decade, they'll be able to detect that virus and know that the body is not attacking itself, but attacking the virus. And this is not going to be anything crazy, what I say. In 10 years, when I'm 53, I'm going to be telling my kids, I'm like, I've been saying this for 10 years. Well, 20 now. So I don't believe that our bodies are attacking itself. So I've been strengthening the shit out of my immune system since 2008, and I have steadily been getting better. I went from paralyzed in bed, couldn't use my arms or my legs, to having no symptoms today, boosting the shit out of my immune system. So if you choose to do the same thing, this is my list. And Tina had a question about what to start off with when you're on a budget. And I want you to know that when I first started this, I was a single parent. I had suddenly become a single parent, 2 small kids, no money. I did this all with food. I did not use supplements. But at the end of this, oh no, I have it right here. But the ones that I would start with, the ones that I used were fish oil, because you couldn't get that from food, vitamin D, again, because you couldn't get a lot of that from food, and not spirulina, but I recommend spirulina today, because spirulina, if you can't afford a really good multivitamin that's going to be absorbable, they say spirulina is even better than a multivitamin because of how quickly it gets absorbed and utilized in your body. So if you're not going to do a multivitamin, I do both, a multivitamin and spirulina. But if you can only choose one, do the spirulina. So if you're on a budget and you just want to know what the basics are to start with, fish oil, vitamin D, spirulina, and coconut oil. Coconut oil can be a whole nother video, but that shit is amazing. And I have, oh, I forgot I have all my stuff here. I thought I had a jar here. I guess, oh, right here. So I have a jar of coconut oil in almost every room in the house. And it's gotten to the point where my kids go, Mom, and I'm like, just get the coconut oil. They're like, Mom, what if my eyes were bleeding? I put some coconut oil on it. This stuff is so good for everything. Like I said, I'll do a video on it, but look it up in the meantime. Google the health benefits of coconut oil. Most of you probably already know this. Okay, so that is my, if you're on a budget and you just want to start with the basics, fish oil, vitamin D, spirulina, and coconut oil. So we're going to start with what I take first thing in the morning. What I do is the lemon balm and the cat's claw. And that's first thing in the morning. And like I said in the announcement for this, I also wanted to give you tips on how to take it, how to remember to take it. So this is too heavy to bring over, but This little cup lives on, I have a Lazy Susan in the middle of my kitchen table. This little cup lives on the Lazy Susan along with all the other vitamins. So in the morning, pour a little bit of water in here. I take my lemon balm, and I'm out of cat's claw. I was hoping it was going to come in time for this video today, but it didn't. So the lemon balm and the cat's claw, 2 dropperfuls, 2 full, this one's not the open one. Here. 2 full dropperfuls. So here's a dropperful right in the water. So 2 of lemon balm, 2 of cat's claw in the morning, and at night I chug it down. First thing I do. And this is either with the lemon water, before the lemon water. The tinctures, love that word, I can't really say it though. The tinctures don't really matter when you take it. You don't need to take them with food. Ooh, okay, I'm okay. I knocked it over. So cat's claw and lemon balm, those are antibacterial, those are antiviral, and they're antimicrobial. Those things attack the shit out of the Epstein-Barr virus, okay? So that's why I make sure I do it in the morning and at night. Talked about the Lazy Susan. Okay, the multivitamin, I forgot to grab that out of the fridge, but that's by Innate. I'm currently on doing, well, I just started my IVF drugs on Sunday, which is so weird to say, because really this is the first time I've ever taken any kind of drugs since 2008. But like I said in the last video, my husband and I have been trying to get pregnant for 2 years. I have 2 kids, but he doesn't have any because he was unsuccessful in his last marriage, and I love the shit out of this man, so we are trying for a baby. We've been trying for 2 years, now we're going through IVF. So anyway, my point was, yeah, I don't know what my point was there. Anyway, oh, the multivitamins. So the reason why I'm taking a prenatal right now by Innate, but if you read Medical Medium, he says every woman should be taking a prenatal vitamin because the regular vitamin doesn't have enough of the stuff that we need. So I'm going to continue taking the prenatal whether I am trying to get pregnant, am pregnant or not. Okay. Oh, and I take the prenatal with my shake. So I wake up, I do my lemon balm and cat's claw, I do my 16 ounces of lemon water, then I do the 16 ounces of celery juice, and then when I make my shake, I make sure I have my multivitamin with that. Now, I'm going to go down a list of really good supplements right now that I'm taking, and then some that I'm not taking yet. I have the B12 is next. I want to talk about the B12 that comes in like one of these things. I'm getting my Bs from I have it listed down below. I think it's in the Spirulina, and I'm drawing a blank. I know it's down below in the thing. So the B12s, oh, Ionics, I wrote it down. I should just look at my notes. So my Ionics, I'm going to talk about later because I get that from Isogenics. That's the one product I really love and I don't live without. I have everybody on it. But the B12 in the liquid form is what the medical medium recommends. Now, I'm getting enough B12, but I'm considering taking more because of what Tina said. Tina Cad in the group, she told me that she just started taking the B12, the liquid that the medical medium recommends, and these are her words verbatim. And I asked her if she minded if I said this in the video today. She said no, she didn't mind. She said, I feel more normal than I have in the past 18 months. Even my dizziness has calmed down. I'm taking other supplements as well, but really noticed a difference with the B12. So for anyone who thinks that they're getting enough B12 like me, I looked it up, the medical medium's like, yeah, no, the US standards for what normal B12 vitamins are severely below what you need. So I just ordered the B12, so hopefully by next week's video, I can tell you if I notice a difference or about that. Zinc. Zinc is another really important one. Zinc is your shield against pathogens, right? All the pollution in the world, all the environmental toxins that we come in contact with, I'll tell you, the bathroom at my office, they have those air fresheners, and I don't think they'll ever see this video. I throw them out all the time. They're so toxic. So environmental pollutants come from the cars outside, the machines outside, the air fresheners in the freaking bathrooms. Zinc is your shield against them, and the more toxins you come in contact with, the thinner that shield gets, the less zinc you have. So you always want to supplement with zinc, and of course zinc does a ton more things than that, but that's the number one. Now my zinc I get in my multivitamin, but I also have tons of these all over the house, the Monolaurin. We're going to get to that in a little bit too. So that's where I get my zinc. Okay, so the fish oil, that's the next one. For years, I was taking a regular fish oil. I like the one by Isogenics. It doesn't repeat on you. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stick with that one. And then I started reading the medical medium and how he was saying that fish oil is highly toxic because of the mercury and the other heavy metals that the fish encounter. The fish oil is really toxic. So he recommended a plant-based one. Now, it came in yesterday, right? And the one that he recommends is the one by... Oh, okay, we're back. I don't think I ate too much yesterday because they say when you eat too much, it repeats on you. I don't think that I did. But this was repeating on me, and it was worse than what this hardly ever did. But if it did, and you tasted a little fish oil, you're like, oh, that's gross. This was horrible. It tasted like a mouthful of ocean with a ton of seaweed. It was horrible. I'm going to give it another try. Obviously, I have a whole thing of it. I'm going to keep going with it. But if they repeat on me every night, I don't think I can do that. I think I'm going back to the regular fish oil. So, I don't know what you guys, what your experience is. So if you want to share that, please feel free. Okay, so the Monolaurin. The Monolaurin is an antiviral, a very strong antiviral, because what it is, it's the lauric acid in coconut oil in pill form. So you would have to take a lot of coconut oil, which I was doing, in order to get the high levels of lauric acid that are going to kill the Epstein-Barr virus, which I still use the coconut oil in my afternoon shakes. When I have an afternoon shake, once I found the Monolaurin, I have one of these at my desk at work so I could take them at lunchtime. And I also have so many of them. My God, there's so many of them around the house. So my daughter, everyone takes them. I take 2 with lunch and 2 with dinner. And then as I'm walking by the table, say if I have like something to eat, I'll take another one. What about Barrage Starflower capsules? I don't know about those, Tina. But if you can tell us about those, Barrage, I remember hearing about Barrage. I think I used to put it on my skin. Starflower capsules. Okay, I'm not familiar with that, but I definitely want to know more. Okay, so that's the Monolaurin. This is really important for killing the Epstein-Barr virus. Really important. Did I post it? Yeah, I did yesterday. The reason why I am absolutely obsessed with coconut oil is because I have been reading about coconut oil for the past 10 years. The first story that I came across was that man who was dying of HIV took his last vacation into like the, what was it, the South African jungle where they fed him coconut, the Indians, they fed him coconut, not the Indians, the tribesmen, they fed him coconut every day. By the time he was done with his vacation, I think it was like 2 months later, his viral load, which is how they measure HIV, was completely undetectable. And it was because he ate coconut every day. So I started researching about coconut, and I doused my body with that in the beginning. So, like I said, be careful though. With coconut oil, don't go too fast. Don't go too much too fast. Start with a teaspoon and work your way up. The reason why I say that is because I do close to a 1/4 cup, maybe between 2 tablespoons and a 1/4 cup. And if you go too far or too fast, your stool is going to be completely liquid and your stomach's going to gurgle. So work your way up on the coconut oil. It's not harmful. Everything is beneficial when it comes to coconut oil. Yes, there's a lot of calories in it. Someone asked about that. And I also want you to know that when you turn this over and you look at the saturated fat, see, I have my contacts in, I should be able to see this. The saturated fat is unbelievable. Okay, it's 60, I can see. It's 65% of your daily allowance, saturated fat. So you're gonna go, oh my God, Janine, you're trying to kill me with this shit. No. The saturated fat in coconut oil is completely different than the saturated fat in, let's say, red meat. There are different lengths of fatty acid chains. Coconut oil is the medium chain fatty acid. There's long chains like in meat and the short chains like in, I forget. These, the medium chain fatty acids, they don't stick to your thighs or your arteries. They get burned immediately for energy. So you don't have to worry about this sticking right to your thighs or your ass and causing you to gain weight. You don't. The only way that you will gain weight is if you don't allow for the extra calories that you're getting, because it's basic calories in, calories out. So if you add more calories and you're not burning more calories, then of course you're going to gain weight. All right, so that's the Monolaurin and the coconut oil. Probiotics, that's what's next. I rely heavily on raw vegetables and fruits. I don't take the probiotics today, but I did in the beginning of my healing process. And I'm not sure if using food in the beginning and not taking the probiotics would have made a difference. I don't know. But I definitely didn't eat as many fruits and vegetables as I do today because I've worked out a system on how to get it easily into my schedule. So I don't know about those. The medical medium says he recommends that you rely on raw vegetables, especially the ones with like the skin on. So the sweet potato, the potatoes, leave the skins on. Apples, don't peel anything, eat all the skins, because that's where you're getting those probiotics from. And the prebiotics are in the fruit. So I don't take them now. But again, a lot of people do need them, because they're not absorbing the food, the nutrients from the food that they're eating, because the lining of their gut is so toxic, and it needs Drano. It needs Drano to get the gunk out, and so the body can start absorbing the food through the intestines. So it's a case-by-case basis. You're gonna know based on how you feel what you need to increase and what if you can rely on just food instead of probiotics. Okay, adaptogens. I make sure I take a shit ton of adaptogens. Now, what are adaptogens? The way I get them, here they are. Again, the product that I told you that I love from Isagenix is the Ionic Supreme. So this is a whole bunch of adaptogens, and I was gonna print out the list when I looked it up, and I was like, I can't pronounce them anyway, so I didn't. You can look it up. Isagenix Supreme from Ionic Supreme from Isagenix. Let me tell you what an adaptogen is. You know the evergreen trees that thrive in cold weather? Well, why can they thrive in cold weather and other plants are dead or hibernating? And it's because of the adaptogens in them. They allow the tree, the plant, to thrive, to adapt to the harsh environment around them. Well, you put those things that allow them to adapt inside of our bodies, and it does the same thing. They're incredible. They have incredible anti-inflammatory properties, and it also just helps your body regulate everything so you adapt to the stress around you. You can't really reduce the stress around you, right? What are you going to say? I'm not going to work. I'm not going to deal with my kids. I'm not going to deal with my husband. You can't. Like, you have your certain amount of stress. But what you can do is help your body deal with the stress. So I know over and over again, people would say, I'm not feeling anything. I don't think I'm feeling anything from the Isagenix. And I'd say, all right, well, stop it for a month and see if you notice anything different. And I knew they would always come back within a couple weeks later, and they're like, you know, I didn't think the Ionics was doing anything for me, but now that I'm off of it, everything seems to be pissing me off, and I feel like I have no tolerance. Like, yeah, you don't really realize until you stop taking it and see the difference. So I get a spoonful of Ionics in with my shake in the morning. Adaptogens also support your endocrine system. So the way your body adapts to stress is releasing different hormones at different times, right? We, especially as women, we have a different cocktail of hormones running through our body every week of every month. So a lot of us need a tweak in that concoction every hour of every day. And that's where your endocrine system comes in, because that system is the network of all of the glands that not only produce your hormones, but also distribute your hormones. So you want to make sure that you have enough adaptogens every day so that your body can produce the right hormone, know which one to produce to deal with whatever you're dealing with at the time, and then also to distribute and make sure those hormones not only get produced, but get shipped off to where they need to go to help you. Oh, that's where my B vitamins are. So there's zinc in here and a ton of B vitamins. I can't remember where I was getting my B's, although I knew I was getting them. So that goes right in with my shake. Now, the medical medium obviously doesn't recommend the Isagenix product, but he does recommend a powerful adaptogen called nettle leaf. I don't know anything about it. I haven't taken that one, but I looked it up and you can buy it right in the grocery store. It's by those traditional medicinals. So if you want to start drinking that tea like in the morning or at night or whatever, you're going to get a good dose of adaptogens there. All right, the next thing, what I was talking about before, spirulina. Spirulina can take the place of a multivitamin. It is that rich in what they call bioavailable nutrients. Those are the nutrients that are already broken down, so your body goes, ooh, I can use that right away. Like, let's say CoQ10. CoQ10, your body takes it and has to break it down into ubiquinol so that your body can utilize it, stick it in a cab, and send it off to where it needs to go. Spirulina, all of the vitamins and nutrients in there, and again, that's a whole nother video on the shit that's in spirulina. It's all bioavailable, so your body loves it and utilizes it right away. So the one that the medical medium recommends is by Vimergy, and the reason he says this is so important that you get it from this company, not that he's sponsored by it or anything, but he said that a lot of them are toxic because spirulina comes from the ocean, it's seaweed. And there are toxic levels of heavy metals. Well, this company, Vimergy, they do independent, like third-party testing so they can verify that theirs is completely pure. Now, I wanted to give you a good tip on how to use this because this is a pain in the ass because it's so messy. It's the finest, see right now it's all over me just from touching this. But I saved it because I wanted you to know this is a pain in the ass. And if you do something that's a pain in the ass every day, eventually you're not going to do it if you're anything like me. So what I did was I went to Michael's, AC Moore, any store like that, and you get these awesome things, and you just stick it in there. This way, it opens easily in the morning, you scoop it out, you stick it in your shake, you close it up. So, I can't spell this one. It's such a mess, that container that it comes in. So these are cheap. They're a couple bucks. Go get them at Michael's and they look really pretty on a shelf in your kitchen. And I just refilled mine before I came on here. It's a mess. All right, so the spirulina, just a couple things that I wrote down here that I wanted to tell you. The beta carotene found in spirulina is 10 times more concentrated than that of carrots. As soon as I read that, I'm like, why am I juicing carrots every day? So I just upped my teaspoon of spirulina to a tablespoon of spirulina. I'm like, fine, beta carotene, my needs are done. Iron, 10 grams of spirulina, I wrote this down, can supply you with 70% of the minimum daily requirements for iron. Iron's really hard to get, especially if you don't eat meat. Now, I'm not against eating meat, but my daughter is. She's a vegetarian, and I'm not cooking 3 different meals for everybody. So she's vegetarian. I'm like, all right, we can be vegetarian. I'll still eat chicken. My husband will still eat red meat. I won't say the red meat just because I can't digest it. But iron is really hard to get if you're not eating a lot of red meat, and you shouldn't eat a lot of red meat anyway. So I upped it to a tablespoon. A tablespoon is 1 tablespoon equals 17 grams, right? So I said before, 10 grams of spirulina supplies up to 70% of the RDA for iron. So 1 tablespoon being 17 grams, you're covered. And you know what? I found that if I throw a couple cranberries in my shake for that tartness, it takes away the greeniness. Because I also do the barley grass juice. See how much lighter this one is than the spirulina? I also do that too, so there's a lot of greeny taste in your shake. And if you don't want that, throw a couple cranberries in, or pineapples. Anything with a real tart flavor will take away the green flavor, the grassy flavor. Spirulina, protein. 60% of spirulina's dry weight is protein, which in the form it comes in with spirulina is essential for growth and cell regeneration. I wrote that down so I wouldn't mess it up. It's a good replacement for fatty meat and dairy products. This stuff is amazing. And you're getting probiotics from it too. Good bugs. Spirulina suppresses bad bacteria like E. coli and stimulates the growth of good bugs, which helps you absorb the nutrients from your food. So remember, I was saying, listen, I'm going to tell you exactly what I take. I'm going to give you some tips on how to remember to take it. Like I keep all of mine in the Lazy Susan on the table. This way, as I'm walking across the house during the day or in the morning or at night, they're right there. They're constantly on my mind. But this next thing is a tip on how to supercharge all of your food. It's the spirulina. 1 tablespoon of spirulina, whether you want to get it in the morning or after, however you want to get it in your body, It suppresses bad bacteria and stimulates the growth of the good bugs. That's going to help you absorb all of your other vitamins and nutrients throughout the day. I'm telling you, Google this stuff. It is absolutely amazing to read about spirulina. Oh, you know what I put in here too? I wanted to tell you. In Russia, spirulina is deemed a medical food. And the reason is because 270 children in Chernobyl consumed 5 grams. Remember I said 1 tablespoon is 17 grams? So what is that? Like half of that? What is that? Like a teaspoon. 5 grams a day for 45 days, a month and a half. And their radionuclides, I don't know what that is, but I'm guessing it's the radioactive shit that was in their body from the explosion. After 45 days, their radionuclides were lowered by 50% and allergic sensitivities were normalized. Can you imagine? So in 45 days, these kids had reduced the nuclear shit that was in, or radioactive shit that was inside of their bodies by 50% and normalized all of their allergic sensitivities. So you can imagine what it's doing inside of our bodies. It also removes heavy metals such as mercury, aluminum, lead, cadmium, toxic copper from the liver, from your reproductive system, from your intestinal tract, your thyroid, and your brain. I couldn't stop writing the tips on here. I wanted you to hear all of them. So that is going to lead me into the heavy metal detox smoothie. These are the ingredients that I make sure that I get in my body every single day. Now, I'm going to tell you what they are. Hold on. Barley grass juice powder. That's the one I told you about. These both come from Vimergy. So it's the barley grass juice powder and the spirulina. The Atlantic Dulse, which I forgot to grab out of my fridge. It's like dried up, like paper, like, can you drink them together? Tina. Oh, the spirulina are you talking about? And the barley grass juice? Yeah, I do, if that's what you're talking about. If not, write me another comment. Yeah, I drink them together. I drink them in the heavy metal detox smoothie, which is the barley grass juice powder, the spirulina, the Atlantic Dulse, bananas, 2 bananas, wild blueberries, and I was feeling, oh, of course, yes, okay, good, Tina. And the one thing, so I put all of that together. I also stick some cranberries in there, and I put all of my ionics in there too. So I have some version of that heavy metal detox smoothie every day. The reason for that is, remember I told you guys, you always want to be detoxing the body, right, of the virus, the dead virus, and the heavy metals. You want to be flooding your body with antioxidants and at the same time be killing the virus. So those 3 things you're constantly balancing. So you have to remove the heavy metals from your body because Epstein-Barr loves heavy metals. That's its primary source of food besides your gluten, your corn, and your dairy. And don't forget the eggs. Don't go near eggs. So you have to get the heavy metals out. That heavy metal detox smoothie shake is the way to do it. Now, I love it without the celery. Not the celery, the cilantro. I love it without the cilantro. That cilantro it just makes the whole thing bitter and I hate it. So the medical medium says that as long as you get all of those ingredients in 24 hours, you're fine. They still all work together. Because apparently all of those ingredients work together like a football team. Now, I don't know the first thing about football, but maybe the first thing. They all got to pass the ball to each other, right, to make it down to the other end. So one guy passes it to the next guy who passes it to the next guy. That's all I know about football. Apparently, that's the way the heavy metal detox smoothie works as well. So the barley grass picks up some of the heavy metals and passes it over to the spirulina, who passes it over to the Atlantic Dulse, who's, maybe the Dulse is picking up some more heavy metals, that spirulina doesn't pick up. They all work together to grab, carry, and not drop them out of your body, right? There are cleanses that have high levels of chlorophyll because they're like, oh, chlorophyll is very cleansing for heavy metals. It is, except the chlorophyll drops the shit, and then it drops it in a place where you're going to get symptoms from that because that's a worse place than where it was. So don't use the chlorophyll because that will drop it and could make you sicker. The heavy metal detox smoothie, that combination of ingredients, they all work together to pick everything up and carry it out safely. Now, my point in telling you that I hate cilantro in the shake, I love it otherwise. I can eat it in so many other ways. So you don't have to put it in the shake. So what I do, and I just wanted to give you this tip. You see this? I bought the wrong thing yesterday. I bought flat leaf parsley instead of cilantro. But it's the same concept. It goes really bad in the refrigerator really quickly. So what I do is I leave this on the counter. It's just a jar. I stick the whole thing. It still has the bunch thing on it. I keep it in here. I brought this home. It was all wilted because I left it in the car for like an hour. You put it in here and it perks right up. Same thing happens with cilantro. This is what's supposed to be, but it's flat leaf parsley. So good tip, leave it on the counter, cut it up all week long. I put it in with, I don't know, whatever I'm making for dinner. I always have the cilantro on there, so that's how I get that. Now, back to the heavy metal smoothie. You know what, I don't want to spend too much time on that because I'm already spending so much time. Look up heavy metal detox smoothie by Medical Medium, and it's going to tell you exactly what it is and what it does, and I drink that every morning. Of course, I put the recipe right there. Okay, so to wrap it up, we're coming at night now, right? So I already talked about my food in other videos, what I do during the day. At night, I have other supplements that I take, and some of them are from, well, these two are from Isogenics. I take the Sea Light. Sea Light is vitamin C, but it's 3 different forms of vitamin C plus calcium and magnesium to help everything get to where it's going. So I make sure I up my vitamin C. Another great source of vitamin C throughout your day, though, if you don't want to do extra C, I put the lemon in my water all day long, a ton of lemon. So you're also getting a lot of C from there. These things are called cytoactives. I don't really think that means anything. What it is CoQ10, Resveratrol, vitamin D, D3, and vitamin E. The reason why I love this so much is you can feel the difference. The CoQ10 is what feeds your mitochondria, okay? So the way I explained mitochondria to my kids is, it's the guy on the treadmill in every single cell in your body. Remember 8th grade biology or science class? You learned about what makes up a cell. Every single cell, whether it's an eyeball, whether it's skin, whether it's an organ, has a mitochondria. And that mitochondria is actually a man on a treadmill, and he's running and he's running, and his job is to keep running 24 hours a day, because that's what makes the energy for that cell so that that cell can work. So picture this man running every day 24/7 on a treadmill. Are you going to not give him water? No, of course not. That's why I tell you, you got to drink at least a half a gallon a day. Hydrate the poor man. He's doing so much work. The CoQ10 is his food. Okay, so this is going to supercharge him so that he doesn't get tired. Because when your mitochondria gets tired, everything gets tired, and nothing works properly. And you feel the tiredness, yes, but you don't know what's going on the inside. Or your kidneys not working the way they're supposed to because they're tired. Your liver, what organ isn't working that you don't know about? So I make sure I take the CoQ10. Okay, the vitamin D3. Everyone is deficient in D3 unless you're taking a supplement, because it's really hard to get from food. So I take a vitamin D3, I take the CoQ10, and I take these at night. When to take your vitamins? Angela and Arden asked this question. When is the best time to take them? Your vitamins that you're actually taking, swallowing, not the liquids, they need taxi cabs. They need sugar. They need food. They need the sugar that your food breaks down into to take them to where they need to go. So the only vitamin that I take in the morning is the multivitamin, and I take that with my shake because it's easy, and it's in the refrigerator. It has to be refrigerated. So I'm in there already. I see it. I take it with my shake. The rest of them I take at night. Me and my daughter sit around the table. Usually we're still talking, and we go around the Lazy Susan, and she pours the water. We divvy out the vitamins, and we just sit and talk, and we take our vitamins. Another good tip is after dinner, right? You don't digest the food right away. It takes a while. If you want to leave them, I'm pointing because my bed is over there. If you want to leave them next to your nightstand with a little thing of water and take them, because this way you're always going to see them, right? Your lamp is there. You shut your lamp off before dinner. Do you take D3 with K? I think, yes, there is. I just went to go reach for my glasses. That's so funny. I have my contacts in. Hold on, let me see if there's K in here. I don't see K. Well, I can't believe I need glasses and contacts. No, I don't see K in here, but I know where you're coming from because they do say to take the K with the D, but that's not in here. Now, all this blood work that I've been getting, trying to get pregnant and going on the IVF drugs, they were really impressed with my vitamin D levels. So I don't know where I'm getting the K from. Now I'm going to look up the Spirulina and see if it's in there because everything's in there. I wonder if I'm getting the K. I don't know about that, Tina, but it's a good question. A really good question because it's not in here. Anyway, so Angela and Arden, I said, when's the best time to take them? With food. Always take them with food. You can take your tinctures anytime that you want because they're just liquid. They go right in. They get absorbed right away. So take these anytime. Take the rest of them with food. I like dinner because I have the most variety with dinner. And I'm sitting at the table and they're right there on the table. I wish I could lift this up and show you, but you know what a lazy Susan looks like, right? So I just leave that in the middle of the table. Usually the bananas are sitting in there, and that's how we do it. That is how we do it. We do our vitamins every day from the lazy Susan. So, morning, lemon balm, cat's claw, lemon water, celery juice, heavy metal smoothie or some version of it with the multivitamin. Okay, lunchtime, I have on my desk at work the Monolaurin with the zinc. Swallow 2 of those with my lunch, whatever I'm having for lunch, or whatever, if I'm having fruit, you know, the mid-morning or the mid-afternoon. At some point in the day, though, I take 2 more of these. Dinner, I take another multivitamin because I didn't realize you have to take 2. They actually don't absorb everything. Like most multivitamins, I don't know if you know this, most multivitamins, when they say they have 100% of your recommended daily intake, yeah, they do, but we can't absorb that all at once, which is why they say you're just peeing it out. So what a good vitamin will do, a good brand will do, I want a Lazy Susan, never heard of it. Of course you didn't, because you're in the UK. You know exactly what a Lazy Susan is, but I know that there's a different word for it that you guys use. Probably a much classier word. So now I have to show it to you, Tina, because I think me, you, and like maybe Brittany is on here, and that's it. All right, so this is a Lazy Susan. It sits on the table, and underneath it has this thing right here that allows it to spin. Oh, it allows it to spin. So when you're sitting at the table there and everything is on the Lazy Susan, you just you spin it around until you get what you want. I can't wait to hear what they call it in the UK. So back to the multivitamin. So when it says it has 100% and you only take 1, you can't absorb 100% of those vitamins. Your body can only absorb so much at a time. And I love the analogy of gas in a car. So you have a 10-gallon tank, right? And the gas station attendant goes, well, gas is on sale. Would you like 20 gallons? And you're like, well, my tank can only hold 10 gallons. Yeah, but if you buy 20 gallons, you know, you get this price break. And you go, I can't hold 10. I can't hold 20. I can only hold 10 gallons, right? You can't force your car to take more than it can hold. It's the same thing with your body. You can only absorb so much at one time, and 100% of the RDA is not able to be absorbed at one time. So a good brand is Innate, INNATE, and their 100%, like everything, is broken down into 2 pills. So you take one in the morning, you take one in the afternoon. Do I remember to do that every freaking day? No, I don't. But I can say I remember to do it more times than I don't. Okay, so lunchtime we do the Monolaurin. Dinner, we're doing another multi. We're doing two more Monolaurin. We're doing the fish oil or the godforsaken vegan ones. I'll let you know how that goes. The Extra C and the Cytoactives, which is your CoQ10, your Resveratrol, and your vitamin D. And then before bed, I do the lemon balm and the cat's claw again, and the tinctures. Okay, that was everything. We didn't have a lot of live people, so I'm guessing a lot of people are going to be on watching the recording. So if you are watching the recording, put the comments, put your questions in the comments, because I get notified every time there's a comment, so I'll still be able to reply back to your questions. All right, ladies, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to go take a break from talking, and I'll probably do this again to do a quick little thing on coffee by the weekend, and then I'll see you for next week's live. Vitamin C. What? Vitamin C? No, I talked about the vitamin C. That was in the Sea Light. Where's my Sea Light? The Sea Light, the 3 different forms of vitamin C. Remember? I told you that? No? But there it is. And that's when I take that with dinner. I take the vitamin C with dinner. Also get the vitamin C from the lemon water that I drink all day long. And this big, beautiful thing. All right, ladies. Thank you for joining me live. And I will talk to you soon. I'm going to finish. Oh, okay. Thanks, Tina. I so appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.